Good afternoon. Welcome to Munley's World of Weather. You clicked on to long-range weather forecast discussion for October 22nd through November 5th. First, we're going to get into the polar vortex part here. But if you look here, the AO, the Arctic oscillation, is currently negative, and is predicted to remain negative or very close to neutral over the next 2 weeks, as height anomalies across the Arctic are currently positive. And we'll take a look at that at the upper levels. So you can see here positive height anomalies, and predicted to remain mixed and remain probably become mixed. You can see negative height anomalies forming here near Greenland. And another thing, the North Atlantic. We're going to go back to this. The North Atlantic oscillation is currently negative with positive height anomalies across Greenland, which we just saw. If you look at here, we have positive height anomalies here. And the NAO is predicted to remain negative to neutral over the next 2 weeks, with height anomalies mixed across Greenland. You see here positive and negative height anomalies, so they're all tied together. Now, a region forecast to dominate much of North America with a trough over the eastern states. That's at the beginning of the period. You can see it right here. And however, next week, the strengthening ridge in the Gulf of Alaska we have here will force a trough into western North America, and that'll bring a pattern change that then slides into the interior North America by the end of the month. Now, that's far off in advance, but this is what we forecast. So this will be a brief interruption of what we've been getting here in the east. So another thing is, we're going to go to another map. Okay, this map here. This is Eurasia's snow cover, and it's mostly centered across Siberia, and this will impact the stratospheric polar vortex. An extensive snow cover across Eurasia in November, and it's mostly confined, like I said, to Siberia. This will likely lead to a weaker than normal polar vortex during the winter months, favor widespread colder temperatures across the northern hemisphere. That remains to be seen, but a weaker polar vortex will bring that. Whether that happens or not, that's this is what we're projecting to happen in the next couple weeks. Okay, we're going to look now at the period for October 22nd to the 26th. 22nd to the 26th. And like I said, we have a ridge in the west, trough in the east. And then later on, as we go to the end of the period, this would be the 26th. We start seeing this trough starts advancing into the west, a ridge builds eastward, and we have a lingering trough over the northeast. So during this period, I got to go back to the surface. We will have a storm system exiting the northeast with lingering precipitation. You see it there. And then the upper low will dive southeast into the west early next week. And this will produce precipitation resulting in snow in the northern Rockies. And you can see it right here. I just showed you the snow. See, we have snow in the northern Rockies there. The blue is the snow. And additional energy could track south across the northeastern Pacific and then turn east into the northwest, along with additional eastern moisture Pacific from Hurricane Norma and the Gulf, could result in heavy rainfall for parts of the central states, with snow possible for the northern Rockies and northern plains as we go through the period. So here we are. See, we'll go here. GFS shows it better. See, you can see the snow across there, and then maybe into the northern plains. You can see it right here. And this will be heavy rainfall and possible storms across this area. All right. So now we're going to look at the period for October 27th to the 31st. Now we have a trough in the west, ridge in the east. So for this forecast period, calling for below normal temperatures here, and I'm calling for anomalies to be about 4 to 6 degrees below normal, above normal temperatures for much of this region here, from the plains to the Atlantic coast, but the anomalies could be greater than 6 degrees above normal across this region here. And for precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation here, and for this region, probability of occurrence is about 35%, and then we have above normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is 35 to 40%. Looking for the beginning of November, this would be from November 1st to the 5th, and we have nearly zone of flow here by good agreement on most of the models. You can see with above normal heights, below normal heights here across eastern Canada, mixed anomalies here across Greenland, as I talked about before. But the GEFS tries to bring the trough down into the northeast. That's the only model that's really doing that. A lot of it keeps it more across the north, maybe affected parts of northern New England, but generally a zone of flow. So for this forecast period, still calling for above normal temperatures here, and I'm calling for anomalies that could exceed 8 degrees above normal, mainly in these orange areas. And for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here due to the trough, and the probability of occurrence in there 40%. And then below normal precipitation forecast, excuse me, for much of this area here, and much of this area here, and the probability of occurrence is 35%. So that's the long range weather forecast discussion for October 22nd through November 5th. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.